Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
I never dreamed that, when I was starting out that someday I'd earn over $1 million bass fishing,
Fish on. This is why I love catching quads. They're little fish, but they use the river to fight.
That's about a 3 to 4 year striper. If you can get the stripers out of your way, you'd probably catch some catfish.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
Hi, I'm Patrick Ireland. I work in the Inland Fisheries Division of Texas Parks and Wildlife. Did you know that over 1 million people buy fishing licenses in Texas every year? While those anglers chase after bass,
I got one.
catfish, and crappie,
That's a good fish, guys.
their dollars are hard at work.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
License sales fund the monitoring,
$2.79.
research, stocking programs, and habitat improvement projects that make fishing in Texas some of the best in the country.
Beautiful fish.
Now, let's see what fishing in Texas is all about.
This is the Super Bowl of bass fishing.
Yeah, don't horse it. This is going to be a tournament like you've never seen before.
For the first time ever, the state's premier big bass lake, Lake Fork, is the site of a major fishing tournament.
Jersey boy in Texas, right there.
The Toyota Texas Bass Classic.
Yeah.
160 of the best bass pros fishing for $1 million purse.
Well, you gotta sign my shirt.
I'll be happy to.
That's Alton Jones, one of the favorites.
I chose y'all for the team to win.
Did you really? Well, I appreciate that. Hey, how are ya?
And this is Darren Schwenkbeck, a tournament newcomer.
Pronounce your last name.
Schwenkback.
Schwecko?
Schwenkback.
Schwinkback?
Good enough, man.
Dude, that is great. I love that name. Shorty. Shorty. Ow!
Nice to meet you. Yeah, great.
These are two pros at different stages in their careers. We'll follow them both through Lake Fork's first Bass Classic. It's the day before the tournament. The top pros like Alton Jones
All right, y'all ready?
rub shoulders with event sponsors as part of a pro-am.
I'm gonna try to get through on this side of it. I think there's an old pond in here.
Darren, meanwhile, gets familiar with Lake Fork.
Now we're gonna get wedged on that one.
Alton has home field advantage being from Waco, and it turns out he's pretty good when it comes to fishing to pay the bills.
It's been a lot of fun. I've been fishing professionally now since 1990. I never dreamed that, when I was starting out that someday I'd earn over $1 million bass fishing, Now we just travel around and all over the United States and fish bass tournaments, and it's pretty fun. Well, I don't think that one counts, does he? There's one. All right.
Across the lake, Darren gets more time to practice.
Yeah, we just call it practice, and a lot of people think that's pretty funny. You're practicing fishing. What do you mean practicing?
This is Darren's second year as a pro. He hasn't finished in the money yet this year, and the cash is running out.
Without making those cuts and not getting paychecks, it's a tough road, and there's some guys that may not survive, and it's where I stand, and I'm gonna have to get my act together and start catching them the next few to keep on going.
It doesn't bode well then that this is new, untested water for Darren, and apparently there's new, unknown critters as well.
That's a beaver. I think that there's the big beaver over there. That looks like a baby. Or is it? Maybe that isn't a beaver. Look at the tail on it. It's not a beaver. I don't know what it is. Pretty cool looking.
Fortunately, as far as practice goes,
see the big one over on the bed?
Finding bass isn't a mystery.
There's one. There's one. Yep. Well, it ain't big, but that's what it's all about. Just trying to locate them. So, who knows? Maybe Mom was around somewhere.
For the cities around the lake, this tournament means money. Millions of dollars brought into the bait shops, restaurants,
Here we are.
and lodges.
Good afternoon, Oak Ridge.
The Bass Classic
good
is
deal.
big business.
Love it, love it.
And it's all the buzz.
Boat 7, ease your way on through there, boat 7.
Can't wait to see the weights. That's the main thing. See what them big, the big boys can actually do with our little lake.
Boat 19. I got you, 1-9.
Cloudy and cold conditions kicked off day number 1.
Let's rock and roll. We'll see y'all at 4 o'clock.
I'll start flipping that stuff then.
At most tournaments, each pro fish on their own. Here, the anglers are paired up.
I mean, any stump you can see, you just don't know which one he's going to be on.
Captain Jeff Crete gets the team on the board with a 3-pounder.
Easy.
And Darren eventually follows with another.
I was wondering why they ain't eating this thing. I'm like, come on.
There she is. I got her.
At the same time, Alton's team seems to have no problem.
It's nice having 2 pros in the boat. I can just concentrate on an outside line or an inside line, and he can do the opposite, and we can really cover an area thoroughly and fish faster through it. 2-4.
This is a one-of-a-kind tournament, and conservation is key.
6-8.
Here at the Toyota Texas Bass Classic, the fish are caught, weighed, and then immediately released.
Instead of these anglers bringing large numbers of fish to the scales and be weighed on stage, what they'll actually be doing is weighing the fish in the boat.
5?
Yep. So the fish are going to be cared for. They're in perfect shape.
5 even. Nice fish.
For Darren and Jeff, the day has been slow. Mix 2 amped-up anglers and some rain, you get a stressful situation.
I saw her.
She's fixing to get
She
it, dude.
flared up.
Get in there on her, dude. Get in front of her. I mean, you need to catch this fish. Get your f***ing reel bait in there, dude. Come on. We ain't got time to with a Cinco. Catch that son. It's right there, dude. I'll catch it in 5 flips.
After day 1, Alton's team is in first place.
What's up, boys? Well, we didn't match what y'all did, but we
Did what we wanted to do.
we did what we wanted to do.
This tournament is a team format. There are 40 teams, each made up of 4 anglers.
Right before you get to that first boathouse.
Darren and his crew are in 35th place, 54 pounds behind the leader.
Getting ready to pack our bags and head out of town here. We still got some work to do, but maybe we'll make some ground tomorrow, make some money.
Following the lake regulations, the pros can bring in 1 fish over 24 inches. And that makes for some excitement.
Yeah.
Back at the dock.
Give it up, another one over. Wow.
And up on stage. But the health of the fish is top priority.
Nice job, Cody.
The anglers themselves will put the fish in these weigh bags, and the weigh bags will be used to transport the fish to these large tanks that we have in the back of these pickup trucks. So once the fish gets in those tanks, they're great for the transport to the stage.
Show them to the crowd. Y'all give it up for another over right there.
Once we finish the weigh-in session, we'll take the fish and we'll monitor them and take them out to the lake and restock them back in the water.
When the day is done, Alton and Darren have quite different accommodations. The Jones family travels together in this stylish RV.
Good girl.
Did you get them?
I got 2.
While Darren cuts cost by bunking up with another pro. And let's just say this bird's nest is nothing.
We've been on the road now for 2 months, and it's just total chaos right now, disorganized. And I mean, there's clothes, everything's just a mess.
As for tomorrow,
Because you stress out so bad about it.
both could use a big payday.
It's crazy to be out here and just spend, it's a small fortune. It's the fastest way to go broke, and
I tell my friends that want to do it, you don't. I mean, I don't want to see them lose their butt sort of like we have or go through the stress and stuff, because it is like the most stressful thing I've ever done.
Welcome back to Lake Fort, Texas, where the fish are big, really big, and we have seen that so far.
There ought to be some on these trees, you'd think.
Unfortunately for Darren, day number 2 proves just as frustrating as day number 1.
That looks like a fish right there. No, it's just grass.
there she is, coming right on it right now. You're right on her back right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch this fish. Come on, eat the damn thing.
Across the lake, it's a little different for Team Alton.
There she is. I got her. It's funny how your demeanor changes. When you catch a couple of good ones and you realize, hey, what the plan we've got is working, you really start bearing down and working and fishing hard and concentrating on that next bass. Yeah, good day.
In the end, Alton's team took second place,
Way to go, Russ.
while Darren finished in 22nd.
Yeah, it's a rough road. There's no doubt about it. It starts to take its toll after several tournaments, and there's not a whole lot of security in it. And without cash and checks, it's a tough road. So head to Augusta next, and hopefully putting things in high gear.
Over here, some Barry.
One more shot, Barry.
Don't turn your loose.
Dang it!
Is that a fish?
Yes. It was right in that foam line.
Courtney and Brandon Robinson love to fish the South Llano River.
We have kind of two branches of the river converging right here.
They're fly fishing for Guadalupe bass.
We're not looking at a whole bunch of deep pools. It's more shallow water, skinny water.
Fish on. This is why I love catching guads. They're little fish, but they use the river to fight.
So we're gonna see little bass in the shoals area, like in that little rapids area over there. There we go. Just a little guy.
But catching these little Guadalupe bass hasn't always been so easy.
We're here on the South Llano River and we're electrofishing Guadalupe bass. There's some fish in there. See how the population here that we've been working on in the last few years is doing.
The Guadalupe bass, the state fish of Texas, was once on the brink of disappearing from the South Llano River. The introduced smallmouth bass has been crossbreeding with the native Guadalupe for decades.
They can breed with each other, and what results is what we call a hybrid. And those fish they're not our pure native Guadalupe bass, so we're trying to restore these populations throughout the state.
We're probably going down to the day use area and walk down there just so we get the fish nicely spread out.
Biologists came up with the idea to basically push the smallmouths out of the South Llano and other hill country rivers by stocking millions and millions of native Guadalupe bass fingerlings.
We're stocking large numbers of these pure fingerlings, and what the goal is that these pure fish outnumber the hybrids, and so that we reduce that overall hybridization rate and get it back to where we have an almost entirely pure population of Guadalupe bass. There you go.
A large one there.
So now, based on these frequent trips to check on the conservation efforts,
Guadalupe bass, 228.
the data shows the pure Guadalupe are back.
We've been working on Guadalupe bass here in the Texas Hill Country for about 25 years and been really successful in restoring these populations and these iconic Texas Hill Country streams with their clear waters. And now we have Guadalupe bass and a lot more reaches of these streams here for people to enjoy.
Oh, God.
Very nice.
And that's good news for avid anglers like Brandon and Courtney.
Good size guad.
Nice.
That's why the Llano River is such a great river to fish, because these fish are here.
There are more ways than ever to help Texas Parks and Wildlife protect the outdoors through the Conservation License Plate Program. More than $9 million has been generated from the sale of these plates, funding wildlife research and big game restoration, protecting native species and their habitats, studying fish populations to improve Texas fishing.
How do you like that?
Improving Texas state parks through reforestation and other projects.
We got one.
Yes, yes.
Every plate on a car, truck, trailer, or motorcycle means more money to support wild things and wild places in Texas.
Clancy Terrell and his friend Richard Burridge are chasing cats. No, catfish, that is, all around Lake Buchanan. Though their day began awfully early.
What you hit?
It also started slowly.
Come on, fish.
There has been a bite or two.
Oh, there he is.
And there has been some good-natured ribbing.
You jerked it like a girl.
No. But so far, there haven't been many catfish.
He's talking to you. It's nice little blues. See how pretty they are?
It's the big ones that Clancy is known for catching.
I guide for trophy catfish.
In order to attract these fish,
anchors away,
some 40 feet down, Clancy and Richard serve up a variety of smelly baits.
My wife says I can tell when you've been catfishing. Right, there's one.
The fresh shad seems more attractive to another fish today.
Oh, it's a striper.
Clancy guides for striped bass as well.
That's good, Richard. That's about a 3 to 4 year striper. If you can get the stripers out of your way, you probably catch some catfish.
Catfish are gonna be next.
Get him, Richard.
With some persistence, Clancy and Richard find what they've been fishing for.
Catfish.
Sure enough.
It ain't big fish, but something.
And they'll be back to catch the big one another day.
It's just a lot of fun.
Especially if it's a big one.
While some folks just enjoy catching catfish, others will literally line up to eat them.
We got the catfish. I think it's worth the wait. Let's see. There you go.
Catfish is a great fish.
That's good.
One weekend each fall, the Conroe Cajun Catfish Festival turns Conroe, just north of Houston, into a capital of Zydeco music and all things catfish.
It's about everybody coming downtown and enjoying the catfish and all the food vendors and all the great Cajun music and everybody having a good time.
That's what I said. Right now, well, you know, catfish is a year-round thing.
The festival is also a chance for local fishing guides, like Carl Boston, to meet a few new customers and show off some Lake Conroe catfish.
We get asked every year to come in and bring some fish, and the kids love it. You can't keep their hands out of the water where the fish are.
Soon after the festival, Carl is back on Lake Conroe.
I think it's the best catfish lake in the state.
Not with clients, but with friends.
That's what I do on my days off.
The two boats are out for an evening of jug fishing.
Jugging, you're increasing your odds a whole lot because you can put up to 5 hooks on a jug, and depending on how many people you have out there, you could have hundreds of hooks working the area.
Fish it. The GPS is really nice. Great little tool for us to track where we put them and find each jug.
Even the jugs themselves have gone high-tech.
These are what we call flagging jugs. Whenever a fish pulls on the line, he'll slide the counterweight to the bottom, and then we know it has a fish on it or something's hit it.
Toss it, Stephen.
By the time the boats have anchored all their hooks in the water,
that's all of them.
Some of the jugs have already flagged.
There's one back to our left.
Yeah, he's on here. There you go.
A nice little blue cat.
Catfish are caught, hooks are rebaited, and jugs are returned. The circuit continues non-stop. And as night falls, the ice chest fills.
If you want to make a fish haul, jugging's the way of doing it.
Jugging is also a good way to find the big cats.
I think we have a decent fish coming up here.
Pulling in a large catfish can require a little bit of teamwork.
We got about a 20-pounder coming up. That's it.
It's just fun to come out and see how many of the big ones you can catch.
How much does he weigh, George?
I don't know.
We really enjoy it.
Got him out.
The thrill of catching a trophy fish does not require keeping it.
26.4.
Take a picture of them and turn them loose, let them grow. Maybe next year you'll weigh 5 more pounds.
So Morris, Wayne, and George have their own policy regarding these big and most productive fish. They keep only a photo.
Okay.
And they keep a good story, too.
Yeah, they want to twist when they get in that water.
Well, that's a good start for the evening.
Let's see what we got.
Increasing interest in catching catfish in large numbers or sizes has also increased the need for studying catfish.
As the interests change, obviously the management has to change.
Come on, little fishies. Come on, little fishies.
Nearby on Lake Livingston,
right here.
biologists are learning how to measure populations of catfish species more accurately.
It does get fairly fast-paced. I've frequently heard it referred to as a rodeo kind of collection.
Up front right, Dave.
If you pump electricity into the water, it ends up stunning fish. This has been known for a long time. Poachers did it in the past. We can do it legally, whereas others can't. It's a very efficient method. We needed thousands of fish to be collected, tagged, and then released to get the answers we were looking for.
$3.99.
Got it.
The marking was specific to different fin clip combinations, so when we recaptured the fish, we could tell where that fish came from. A few fish were kept for some other samples, for aging and those kinds of things.
$7.98.
Ultimately, standard sampling protocols will be developed from that.
As biologists get a better picture of catfish populations in reservoirs and rivers, they can better keep catfish healthy and anglers happy.
Whether you want to take some fish home to eat or whether you want to try and catch a trophy, that's kind of the goal in all of it, is to make sure those opportunities are there for everyone across the state.
Here we go. Mine's big. I don't know, mine's bigger.
That means Carl and his friends should always be able to go fishing for cats.
We got a cat fight going on.
If I can be on this water, I'm going to be on this water, whether it's a job or not. I'm going to be fishing.
Ooh, boy. You got another nice one.
Whether on a hook,
A little bit of a workout.
on the menu, or on their own, there is just something fun about catfish.
I've always been a catfisherman. You know, they say we're a breed of our own, and everybody has their favorites on this lake that we make.
I'm not very happy about all this.
35. 35. That's a pretty. Okay.
I love it.
I hope this program has inspired you to go fishing. Your support helps provide great fishing opportunities in Texas. Thanks for watching.